G'day, Jonesy. How you going, buddy?
I'm going well. I'm going well. It's lovely weather.
Awesome weather. You guys have been out in the sunshine, getting a bit of hot air and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, getting vitamin D by the bucket loads.
Isn't that awesome? What's your temps been?
I was relatively mild today. Today was like 22 or 23, but nice for us. That's beautiful temperature. And the day before was a bit higher, about the 27s. But it's
Yeah,
a good time of year.
it's a great time of year. We've been sitting we actually got up to 39 the other day, which is a bit of a scorcher.
I've
Hey,
seen that.
just quickly going into the chat, we've got Rebecca touched by yarn. G'day. We've got Jamaican Farmers Hut. G'day. Welcome aboard. We've got some guy on Radio Jonesy. I haven't got a clue who he is.
Big
And
surprise.
I'm really surprised. Just a little bit of chat going backwards and forwards there between some. We've got Kevin Taylor. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here.
Hi,
G'day,
Kevin.
Jonesy. It's Kevin Taylor. How are you, brother?
Yes, he's a lovely musician, actually, Kevin. He's up in the Hunter Valley region of
Awesome.
New South Wales. Yeah,
Got to get there at some point.
it's a great part of the world if you like some wine.
Been through there. I was there maybe about 20 years ago, but I'm pretty sure a lot has changed since then.
Oh, yes and no. I don't know. It's not much sort of changes in the Hunter Valley. I don't think it's still. I reckon if I went back there tomorrow, it would be identical from what I remember.
You reckon?
I mean, not much changes. They're still growing grapes, and they're still making wine.
Well, the key thing is we're drinking the grapes, not eating them.
Well, yes, they're world-renowned wineries there. That's for sure.
Sure is. So, a challenge out to the people watching. Where are we today? Have a look at the background. Tell us, where are we today? Which part of Australia, this great country, are we in today? So, Jonesy, we missed a week. Did you have a good time with family?
Yes, well, our youngest daughter, Christina, and her lovely future son-in-law, James, come down, and we played Happy Little Tourist for a week and went around the northwest of the island, and went to the zoo and the seahorse farm. Now that was interesting.
Man, that would have been good.
It was different, I tell you. It's a place they breed seahorses for not to release to the wild, which is unusual, because they say once you breed them in captivity, they'll never survive in the wild. So they breed for other places
Aquariums.
that display fish. Yeah, aquariums. That's the word I was looking for. No, it was just fascinating. Yeah, and the best part about seahorses is a little unknown fact, and I quite dig it. Is the males get the biggest belly that they can get, and they strut around going, "Look at the size of my belly, baby. If you want to have plenty of babies, I got the belly for you," sort of thing. And it was funny the way that they described it. But anyway, I thought that was quite amusing.
I thought I had the biggest belly, and then Ilana told me to stop drinking all that beer.
Yeah, well, mate, wait till you meet me. I'm slimming
So,
down, actually. Yeah, I'm slimming down slightly. I've had a few trips to the doctors, and he's been giving me the,
behave.
yes.
How are you
dude,
doing,
yeah.
by the way?
Oh, going all right, mate. It's got another visit to somewhere tomorrow for another part of my body that they didn't realise had a problem until they took more blood and said, "Hey, have you checked this out?" And I said, "Oh man, what now?" And they said, "Oh, you've got to cut back on this because this is having a problem." And I'm going, okay. So we're going for
Oh,
more
well,
scans there tomorrow, but it's not major. It's just when they did, have you had blood work and they read all the numbers
yep,
and they say this is the prescribed numbers you should be in, and
yep,
instead of being here, you're just below it on this,
yep.
and it's not that bad. But if you stop this, this, and this, we can squeeze you back up here into the land of safety,
I
which
get
was
that all the
interesting.
time, every 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, blood work. Or
Yep,
no? Oh
blood
wow.
work.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
because
yeah.
I'm on blood pressure tablets.
Oh, that's no good. Yeah, a surprise. Like I surprise them in that facet where they do all the tests and oh, your blood pressure is fantastic. You know, when I done my last big medical, when I had to get a a license to work on the railways, that was a few years ago now, probably about 8 years ago.
Yep.
We the young nurse who was there put me on the treadmill, and then they'd walk you, and then they'd jump you off and take your blood pressure and see how quick you recover.
Yep.
And and I was really worried I wouldn't pass this test, so I was really focusing on breathing, focusing on a picture on the wall as I'm on the treadmill, and relaxing, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, all the standard stuff to keep calm. And the young lady said, "You're the fittest fat person I've ever had in here. What's the story?" Yeah,
That's
and
funny.
oh, it was funny actually. I said, "Well, I used to play football," and she said, "Well, you've still got the underlying fitness. You've just got to lose some kilos." And I went, "Yeah, that's wonderful. Did I pass?"
Story of your life.
That's it. That's it. It was
G'day,
quite.
yoga with Goga.
Yeah, he's over in yoga. Where? What part of Africa are you in? He's in Africa. I can tell you that.
Um, 27 days to the cruise, mate.
Yes, we haven't booked our return tickets yet either. Like our escape from Sydney back here, so we're not sure what we're doing when we arrive. Whether we're going to make a few extra days of it, or we're going to just get out of Dodge. But
Um,
yeah,
Rebecca's saying she's great, which is good. It's what we want. We want good, happy, nice people. We don't want
yes, and
aggros.
it'd be about 3 a.m. She's in Missouri, I'm sure. Rebecca.
G'day, Snugs to 101. I'll tell you what it is in. So Miami is 4 o'clock. That's about it's 4 in Miami. So that's Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm not too sure on what times.
Um, Yoga's also in Tassie. Glad same here. Also in Tassie. That's what he's saying. I don't don't. You with us, Jonesy? Yep, I'm here. Okay. Yep, I'm here. Jonesy stepped out, folks. He'll be back momentarily. Um, so Snugs is giving us the thumbs up. We've got Rebecca saying g'day to Snugsters, and everybody saying g'day back and forward. Um, so, um, anybody taking a hint? Yes, that area that is in the background is somewhere in Australia. Take a pick. Rebecca is in Missouri. Whereabouts in Missouri are you, Rebecca? Which part of Missouri are you in? Which city, I should say. Um, we've also got so we've got so we're the background is Tassie, which is awesome, And Jonesy will be joining us hopefully on a cruise coming up shortly. What happened to you, Mr. Jonesy?
Mate, I've got a whole new system set up. Not for that not to happen. And that's the first time that's happened since I set the system up. So I've got a booster.
Because
That's not supposed to do that.
I was actually looking at your live. I was moving, you weren't. So, sorry, mate.
Yeah, no, I've got my live on. Oh, let me grab. I stopped again. Yeah, I've
There
got
you
this
go.
here just to make sure things are working properly.
Oh
We
yeah,
got this
good
one.
stuff.
Ooh. And yeah, we're sort of all set up here with a bit of fun.
That's cool.
Got my
Snugster is saying that it's 4:11 for her in Pennsylvania, or him, for them in Pennsylvania. Um, so I'd like to know. Rebecca says she's
How
in
cold?
Missouri. Snugster is where in Pennsylvania? Because it's a big state, I believe. I mean, not as big as, say,
it's bigger than
Texas.
it's bigger than Transylvania.
Yeah, well, that's true too, right?
Harrisburg.
Hey, oh, there we go, Harrisburg. Hey, Jonesy, talking about cruises out of Oz, which we'll eventually get to again. We've got a group cruise happening.
I was seeing a little video that you put out. Yes,
On the
2025.
Celebrity Edge, going out of Sydney to the South Pacific. Is that an interest for you?
It's 2025, isn't it? The end of next
Correct.
year.
January
for
2025.
Absolutely, for sure.
We're gonna try and teach the people from across the pond a little bit about New Year's Eve in Sydney with the fireworks, and then take them on this beautiful, huge vessel and sail over to Fiji, Vanuatu, and New Caledonia.
Yes, my brother's in Fiji at the moment.
Maybe he'll be there in 2025.
He's got a house over there, but he's visiting and only for birthday celebrations for a few people there, and then he's coming back to New South Wales. But yeah, sounds very promising.
So, which part of Fiji is he in? Is he in Suva?
Mate, I don't know, wherever the golf courses are, I got no idea.
Suva.
Yeah, it's tragic.
Okay. Rebecca says she doesn't give out her city, but she's in central Missouri. That's awesome. No problem. Central Missouri is just as good as the big state. So it's nice to know where people are from.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. And a really good supporter, Rebecca. If you haven't jumped on Downunder Cruisers yet, feel free to look them up, because you're looking at Sean. He's one half of Downunder Cruisers.
Yeah, the boss is in the other room.
Yeah, it's cooking dinner.
Well,
No.
she's cooking something.
Cooking something. All right. No, that's lovely.
G'day, Peterson Farms. Nice to
Yes,
have
good
you
morning,
in.
mate.
Sorry
He's
we
in
missed you all last week.
Yes, last week we were a bit. Both of us had things on last week, so we just couldn't get on.
Yeah, that's right. I was working. I had a late job finish, and you had family over, so it
Yeah.
was a little bit late for us to set up, unfortunately. These
No,
things
no,
happen.
It is, and it's great. Mate, the life goes on, and I'm sure thousands of people were happy that we didn't go live, so we took all of their supporters in, and then we let them all run free and go
Yeah.
to their other lives.
Yeah. And the hundreds of millions of others that would have wanted to have come to our stream were absolutely in tears because we weren't letting them. Shut up, Sean.
Yes. Anyway, it was all. I tell you what, we went to the zoo in Launceston.
Yep.
Haven't been there before, and it's like a miniature Western Plains Zoo. If you've been
Oh
to
wow.
Western Plains Zoo,
Yep.
it's like a miniature version of that.
We got
Yeah,
Werribee, which is similar to that.
yeah. That's what it's like a small version of it where you can walk around, and you've got lions out in these big paddocks, in cages, like it's still um, electric fenced or
Yep.
fenced off. But yeah, giraffes running amok, running around, and yeah, well, I got to babysit a Tasmanian devil.
Oh wow.
So I got to, and it was lovely. You pay a little bit extra, and I'll tell you what, it's probably the cheapest one there for if you want to babysit an animal.
Yep.
And yeah, for an extra $20 or whatever it was, you get a photo, and man, though he was like a little angry little ant. The zookeepers picked him up, and he and she said, "Put your hand underneath him like a baby, and let him put his front hands on top of your arm there,
Yep.
and hold him like a baby."
Yep.
And I go, "Okay." And I'm hanging on to him, and he just shut his eyes, and he just like he went to sleep. And she says, "Oh, he likes you." But I think they might do that to
Yep.
all the customers maybe. But it was fun.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, I've got some nice video. I'm going to put a video out of the zoo trip in the next couple of days.
G'day, Troy. Welcome aboard. This is Troy, Nomadic Rat Pack. Sean just wanted to stop by and say hello. I'm on my way to bed. It's 1:20 a.m. Mate, you have a very pleasant rest. It was great having a chat with you today. And next time, have a chat with Jonesy and I and chew the fat. Nice to see you.
Yeah, chew the fat, especially off a lamb chop.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Hey, I was talking to him earlier on today, and he was showing me. It was on a live stream with one of, I think it was the Adventures of Traveling Mike, and he was stepping outside, and he was taking his dogs for a bit of fresh air, shall we say? And there was this white stuff on the ground. You know this white stuff?
Yes, we don't get to see too much of it over here.
No, well, I asked him what was that white stuff, and he said, "Shut up. He's a cocaine dealer." I said,
Uh,
"Well, have a quick sniff." He goes, "Mate, I distribute. I don't use."
no, it is that I think they got another Arctic blast or something, didn't they? They got
Yeah,
another
they did.
cold snap just come through.
Yeah, they did. I mean, freaking freezing. What they've been talking about, minus Fahrenheit as well. So that was like
Yeah,
amazing.
snowing in California. Hasn't snowed there for 30 odd years, so someone told me on the news. But
Well, they can't be doing too well at their politics then. There mustn't be a lot of hot air coming out of Washington or sorry.
no, it's- I think there's too much hot air, and that's caused the shift in temperatures somehow, and there's a big cold snap come through.
15 in fresh snow, says Troy. 15F. That's freaking crazy. What's that? That's about -4, isn't it?
Oh, don't ask me, mate. I need Google to work that out.
Yeah, Dr. Google. I can do it in the plus sides, but in the negative sides, I struggle.
Yeah, so what have you been up to, mate?
Been tied up with that four-letter word work. We've been doing 6 and 7 day weeks.
Yeah.
So just trying to get everything back to scratch. So that's what I've been doing. We've been planning for our cruise as well. In the time that we haven't spoken, my dad's been in and out of hospital, and he's coming with us on the cruise. So that's it's had us a bit worried, but he's all fighting fit now, and you know, everything should be back to scratch, so that's good. Well. I am Betty. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Um, Hello, Betty is here, my friends. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you. And I see you are in the Downunder Cruisers. That's great. So right now, for those that are interested, we are actually broadcasting out on the Downunder Cruisers, Radio Jonesy, Helping Hands for Cruising, and also on the Facebook page, so our Facebook page. So that's where we are. So nice to have you all on board. So Jonesy, no guess where the place is where we are right now? The backdrop.
Well, I like the sort of gum trees on the mountain range there, and there is a waterway.
Yep.
So that could give it some mention. There are clouds in the sky, which could be anywhere. Clouds do
True.
arrive. But
True.
yeah, plenty of vacant land around.
Plenty of
if you
vacant
sort
land.
Yes.
So Betty is saying that it is 4:21 where she is in the US. So I'm assuming Betty is somewhere on the Eastern Standard Time. So she's on the eastern side.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Glass of water.
Well, I finished the water. I'm going for the coffee now.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
I should
So
actually
why are
have
you up so late or so early, Betty?
she lives in Florida.
Are you an early riser or a all-nighter?
There are a few all-nighters that go, right?
Yeah. I see the old silly season's about. The football codes are starting to rev it up. The cricket sort of coming to a close.
Yep.
Yeah, it's sort of an interesting time of year. Everyone thinks they're the best in the world and that we're going to win the flag or the premiership. It's quite a...
I'm wondering when Tassie actually gets an Aussie rules team.
Yeah, well, there's sort of big news here at the moment where they're talking about the cost of the new stadium and how much the taxpayers are going to have to pay, and it's a real election issue where the Liberals and the Labor, they're on opposite sides of the spectrum. So the Liberals want to build it with funding from the state government, the federal government, and the AFL.
Yeah.
And the Labor Party wants, if they want to play, well and good, get us a team. We've got existing stadiums now, and we'll just renovate an existing stadium. But the AFL said, no, that's no go. You got to build a fancy, schmancy, big, brand new one in Hobart, which, because I'm at the other end of the island, so a lot of people at this end are going, at least Launceston's more in the middle. It would get more support from the northerners or northwesterners or northeasterners than it would do if we had to go all the way to Hobart to watch a game. But
what? I don't get the travel bit. Betty's saying that she's an early riser, and she's also she also gets to bed early. She loves getting up early, and she loves to catch the Indonesia and Singapore lives. They're a great group to connect with.
Wonderful.
And you've got Whispers from the Dark. Howdy all, I'm in North Texas where it's 3:25 with a temp of 51. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's like 5 degrees. That's not bad.
Especially for this time of year.
Yeah. Troy, no, really, I'm going to bed. This time, Sean and Jonesy, take care. Troy, please, go to bed. Be my guest. I don't mind if you watch us from your bed. Be my guest. Um,
It sounds a bit
Whispers from the
weird, but
doctor saying
yes.
that he works night at security, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
And Troy, Betty is saying g'day, so you better reply. And g'day to Whispers from Rebecca. So I know Troy is actually going to come back and go and make some sort of comment and go, Sean, you've got me again. So there we go. Peterson Farms is saying 46 degrees where he is. Well, we almost had 46 degrees C, not F.
Yes. Yeah. Slightly different.
Yeah. Whispers from the dark. Radio Jonesy. Homestead.
Urban homestead.
Urban
Yes,
Homestead.
that's my new gardening channel, which
That's
is
cool.
I'm in a I'm in a sort of a worldwide gardening competition which kicks off in a few weeks, and I had to
Awesome.
put my name down. And which channel would I? Because I got a couple of channels. I thought, you know what, I'll start a brand new scratch one and just do gardening. So, yeah, it's a bit of a mystery in my backyard. Like the last two gardens I planted were eaten by the local wildlife.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
that, yes, yes,
It's
it's not
not.
going to be cool for the weigh-ins, but
It's nice to know you've got a restaurant, right?
that's it. I'm not very good at paying, but I tell you, but they do leave deposits.
Oh, that's good
Yeah.
because you can use those deposits.
Yes, to grow more food to feed the wildlife
That's it.
and make good
Um,
videos.
what did I tell you? Troy comes back and goes, "G'day, Betty J." So, Troy, you might as well just hang around. I mean, you know, we've already kept you awake 20 minutes past your bedtime, so you might as well stay for another 30 minutes, and make it an even roundabout. It's currently 20 degrees here in Central Oregon, USA. Um,
Yeah,
Radio Jonesy is okay. Troy is saying no, he's really in bed. No, really, I'm in bed. Well, that's true. So all you need to do is just put your earpieces in, your ear pods, and then just listen to us and have a bit of a giggle as we chat. You never know what we might come up with.
and then run the lives later,
That
and you could have us whispering all night to you
sweet
in the dark.
nothings.
Yes.
Um, Whispers from the Dark is saying he just started working on the beginnings of his gardening season. He took a seed starting class and now have seeds growing indoors.
Yes, excellent. I've got a little greenhouse here that I've started. I've got a lot of peas and beans and some peppers and a few things growing. So, but I'm not sure of the rules of this new competition. I think you got to start planting the seeds on the first day that they say you can start, which is a bit crazy because over here we're coming into the cold season. But I knew that before I joined,
Yep.
and they actually asked me to join. They wanted someone from Tasmania. Actually, they've got people all over the globe in this competition. You remember the old shed wars?
Yes.
Well, it's run by the same people,
Oh,
but
okay.
they've changed the names now to another name, which I should not even try to know because I don't think I do. So we'll just let that official video come out. But
Yep.
yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it a crack and growing some food that we're going to eat in the house.
Oh, just do what you can. Just
I
do
mean,
what you can.
I put, you know what? I seen a video of this the other week. I know gardening's not a really popular subject, or maybe it is, but we had we bought a bag of potatoes from the supermarket. You know how potatoes were short in supply?
Yep.
Right, so we bought this bag, and we come home, we've had a baked dinner, and then the missus made a little potato bake, and then the rest of the potatoes were still in the cupboard. And when we pulled them out to have a look at them again, they started shooting.
Oh,
They were
wow.
yeah. So I've put them all. I went and got 5 grow bags and put one of these ones in a grow bag. You should put more than one. That's the
Yep.
lesson I learned. But I put one in each of these grow bags, and the daughter said, "What?" When she was down there, what's going on here? And I said, "Oh, these are my potatoes in grow bags." And I explained to her, and she's a real keen gardener. And
Yep.
she said, "Well, can we dig one up and have a look at how many you got?" And I said, "Well, we're not. Well, this anyway." We picked one bag that looked like it was sort of fading a bit, and we emptied her out and had a look, and we got about about 7 good sized potatoes from the
Wow.
one bad one that was going to be thrown out in the bin.
Wow.
And yeah, we washed them up, and they were big, like baseball sizes, nice and white. And we cooked them again, and she couldn't believe it. The daughter couldn't believe it. The wife said, "I'm not eating those if you grew them." And they all, but they all were surprised how good they were. So yeah, I think potatoes in grow bags. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Yep. G'day, Lorraine. How you going? All four of us. What have you got? Have you got four eyes or something? Pair of glasses on. Betty is saying it's 80 degrees there. So, oh, that's a good, like, 30, 60, 8, no, wait, 80, 70, 60, 50, 25 degrees. That's a nice day. Um, Peterson Farms is saying his garden attracts protein.
Yes. So he's bringing in the animals and taking them out. That could be a plan here too, actually.
Shh, don't say it too loud.
Well, you're allowed
Down
to.
on,
You're allowed to here.
yep. Sorry. Folks, if you go into Radio Jonesy's channel and you just type in the word radio, it puts out your link.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do that with Stream Elements. I've got to figure out how to do it properly. I haven't been. So we'll see how that goes.
And
Um,
just like that, you've gone to 566 because the Radio Jonesy Urban Homestead has just subscribed to Downunder Cruisers.
oh, wow.
It's easy as that. Yeah. So
Thank you very much.
well, it's part of my gardening. I can watch gardening shows on that channel and then go look at some cruising content.
Um,
Watch some salads being eaten on ship on
yeah,
board.
that's right. Um, Lorraine is saying, hey, Troy, Betty, Sean, and Jonesy. So you're getting a g'day. Whispers from the Dark is saying, hey, that gives me an idea or gives me an inspiration to start my own Seed Wars thing this spring to inside and support those who want to start seeds in the garden. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Oh, Troy,
There's
come
a
on. You're not really going to bed, are you? I mean, sleep. I mean, I know you're in bed, but you're not really going to sleep. You're going to be sitting there watching us all night. Really, seriously. I know you will. You'll tell me tomorrow when you've woken up exactly what I've said. G'day, Daniel. How you going? Okay, Daniel, Jose, or Josie? I'm
Those
assuming it's Jose.
Jose.
Well, welcome aboard, Daniel. Nice to have you here. See, Rebecca's giving it a go, and look what happened. Voila!
Yeah. Well done, Rebecca.
Well done. Again, Rebecca's saying g'day to Daniel. Sorry, Betty is saying g'day to Daniel, is saying g'day to Lorraine. Betty, is there a way for me to drop my link? Yes, Betty. Just go ahead to Radio Jonesy's channel. So open up another YouTube window and just type in Radio Jonesy and it'll come up, and then you just type in radio there and it'll bring you up.
Yes.
Stream Elements is saying link to the Downunder Cruisers. The link is www.youtube at the Downunder Cruisers. Lorraine saying good night to Troy. Really? Do you honestly believe he's going to sleep? I don't think so. I think he's going to listen to us in the background. I know he will. Am I stirring, Jonesy?
You sound as normal as you usually are.
Yep. I sound like a shit stirrer.
I'm just connecting. I'm just connecting there with Rebecca. There you go. Rebecca.
That's cool. So, are you all sorted? Did you get all your paperwork organised for the cruise, Jonesy?
I'll have to talk to Mrs. J. She's the one in charge of all that sort of stuff.
Awesome.
So we will. If you've got any questions, I'll give you a call.
Awesome. That's cool. And when are you actually coming in? Are you coming in on the day of the cruise or what?
That was. I think we are actually. What time's the boarding?
The boarding's starting from about midday onwards.
Yeah. I think we'll be there on the day. Just hope the flight works. Be very disappointing if it doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You pay money just not to get on.
Well, that was the plan for Mrs. J is to get there on the day, get off in Sydney on the day, go to the airport and fly home. That's what she wants.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just going to see if we might go see a sister or run up the coast to see some family.
So what we're doing is we will, obviously we're here, so we don't have to try and get in before the cruise. But what we're going to do is actually jump on the cruise. When we get off in Sydney, we're actually spending the night there, catching up with some friends in the evening, and then the next day we fly out.
That probably makes more sense.
Yeah, I just have one small challenge with the next day.
Yes.
It's April Fool's Day.
Yeah, that's that April Fool's Day is my social media birthday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so when everyone says, "What's your birthday?" when you're doing social media, I put April Fool's Day down all the time, and I get two lots of birthday wishes during the year. It's quite amusing. But, it's a good trick, actually. Oh well, you know how people say, "Don't let your identity get pinched." Well, they can pinch April Fool's Day.
Yep, well that's true. Jonesy, Betty is saying she's also supporting your channel now and will get all your notifications.
Well, thank you, Betty. My last couple of videos, I got a couple of ships that were leaving the port. I got a mail call and then two ships. One was the Queen Elizabeth, and the other one was the what was that Nordic one? Norwegian Spirit. Is it?
Spirit, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's going out of where you're at recently?
There we go. I'm just. What's going on? The Norwegian Spirit's coming back for a final fling. They're coming and going within. Let me just get my screenshots and photos. Because I knew you'd ask this question. I mean, your phone's nearly flat, so I've got it on charge. But did it die? It might have died its last. Yes, that turned it off. It went really flat. So while I'm charging my phone, the Norwegian Spirit's coming in. I think the last ship leaves here around the 5th of April, and that's the season for Tasmania, or that's the season for here anyway. I'm pretty sure in the middle of winter you've got the cruises that go down the south, down the Arctic or the ocean, the south. I was going to say South Pacific, but it's the Southern Ocean.
Yeah.
What's those cruise ships that go down there with the icebreakers and all that sort of stuff?
Really unintelligent. people because it's freaking cold. That's what I would call it.
Well, I've had people that have done it, and I've had friends that have gone on the flights. They've got flights as well that they leave all day and they fly down and fly around and basically they then come home.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't land anywhere, and they've both said the same thing, how awesome it looks. But yeah, it might be a bucket list thing to do one day.
Yeah, the missus wants to do it.
Yeah, no, well, it'd be, mate, I'll tell you one thing about living in cold weather. You can always put clothes on to keep you
Yep.
warm. And when
Yep.
you're in the hot weather, it's very hard to minimize your clothing to a level
Yep.
where
That's
the
true.
public are happy. You
That's
might be
true.
happy, but the general public might be upset.
Yep, that's true. Um, um, One of the other things that we're looking at is trying to stay dry with all the rain and floods that's happening up north.
Yeah, well, it's 1 year to the day actually since the floods there in the northern rivers.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone on radio today about that, yeah, which was pretty interesting. But yeah, like on Thursday, the 2nd of March,
Yep.
the Norwegian Spirit comes in and leaves.
Yep.
And then as I go down the list, we've got basically just bulk carriers coming in, and then as I go to the next picture, screenshot I should say, it comes back, and the next boat back is the Norwegian Spirit on Monday. So he leaves on Thursday, comes back on the Monday. Oh man. Yeah, it's a
Rebecca
bit-
is saying we both know who has their birthday April 1st. Not me. Who do you know has got their birthday April 1st?
Someone was talking about that the other day, actually. Oh, I'm not sure, Rebecca. I go on too many.
It worked, Lorraine.
Yeah, the Europa. That's another one that's coming in.
Yeah.
That's coming in on the 13th. Princess Royal. Oh no, that's a bulk carrier. I got excited. The Nordam, that's coming back.
Yeah, the Nordam. That's interesting. Apparently there's a lot of people who say that the the Nordam, the Holland America ships are really nice.
Well, I'll try to get some video footage from shore,
Yeah.
because I'd like to see that one too. Yeah, he's coming in on Tuesday the 14th.
That's cool.
So, yeah, Norwegian Spirit comes in and goes again. Geez, they've definitely made the most of the port here, Norwegian Spirit.
Yep.
It's a beautiful looking ship when it leaves.
Yep.
Like it's got that hot tub. If you see my video, I zoom right in the back of the ship, and there's a hot tub, and there's a couple of people, and then they got like a glass window.
Like an infinity.
Yeah, but they got a glass screen so water doesn't splash out. But it's
Yeah.
right at the back of the ship on one of the levels, because all the levels sort of go up and then in and then up and then in, and each level's got something different.
Yeah.
And with that Canon zoom camera I've got, I've sort of like I sort of zoom in into someone's group of people, and then try to pan back and then see the next level. Just as, most people there standing there watching Tasmania sail out in the distance, which it is pretty cool. If you haven't been out on the waterways Like I've seen it numerous times on the Spirit, on the
Yep.
Spirit of Tasmania on the ferry, and it reminds me of the movies like
G'day, Tom.
like Jurassic Park and that. You know when they're flying in over the choppers and you see the steep
Yeah.
mountains.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
from the ocean, like you don't get that depth of field. You just see the f- the f- the land, and then you see all these mountains in the
Yeah, yeah.
background. You know, like it's got a really cool look about it from the ocean.
Rebecca was saying that it's Devil Dog's birthday on April Fool's Day.
I was going to guess that, but I'm glad you said that, Rebecca. We got matching birthdays. I can say I got a birthday on that day too.
Yeah. Lorraine is saying that she found a cheap way to get to the 2025 January cruise. She booked a first class seat on a Chinese airship. Yeah, that'll get you there, Lorraine.
Just get on a
The only
balloon.
problem
They seem to go around the world.
Yeah, the only problem with them is that they come down real fast.
Yeah, they've been doing laps of the world for a long time.
Yeah.
I wonder how they actually. I wonder how they actually get them down
They
when
shot
they
it
do want to
down.
get them down.
Or if they want it,
No, no, the people who put them up, I'm sure they want to get their equipment back safe and sound. Or
yeah.
maybe they don't. Maybe it's a one-way trip. I don't know.
Everything
But
can be picked up through the airways, I reckon.
Well, it was funny because all the hullabaloo about that balloon and shooting it down, and yeah, and we're not doing anything about it. We're not doing anything about it, and then all of a sudden it goes out to sea after it's passed over the country, and they shoot it down.
Yeah.
And then every other balloon that arrived, whether it was like a little club that put their little weather station up in the air,
Yeah.
got
They
a
were
shot a
shooting that
missile.
down.
Yeah, $400,000 missile shot it down, and this poor little social club of people that are weather nerds are all going, well, I don't know what happened to our balloon.
G'day, Watsy. How you going, buddy? Yeah, we are a bit cooler down south. What are you having? I don't know what your weather is right now, but we were sitting on. It's currently 17 degrees right here right now with 73% humidity.
Well, it's 14 here right now.
Mm-hmm. What do you got now, Watsy? Betty is saying g'day to Lorraine, and she's connected to your channel as well. So, well done, Lorraine. You got a new person in. So, let me just tell you what's happening out of Melbourne. We've got nothing came in today, but tomorrow being Wednesday, we've got the Norwegian Spirit coming in and sailing out. Actually, interestingly enough for you, Jonesy, they're actually extending Station Pier.
Okay, nice.
So there's a second terminal being built out on Station Pier, which I was quite surprised to see today.
Yes, well, they probably got a shock when the Spirit decided to up and go,
Yep,
so they've needed to lift their game and
big time.
and bring another clients in.
Yep. So they're actually using both sides of the port this time.
Yeah, one of my most popular videos on my channel actually is me in that last little bit of coming in on the ferry. I just filmed. I just stuck my arm over the edge and filmed coming into the Melbourne Pier and
Oh, yeah.
filmed the whole lot. That's one of my highest rating videos, and I don't do anything but I'm quiet, and it's just
Yep.
a slow, steady arrival into Melbourne. Yeah.
That's a good shot.
Well, it's funny how the simple things, everyone, you could do. Like I've used multiple cameras and edited things and really made it hard for myself, and you get 100 views, and you do something like that and you get thousands of views by just sticking your phone over the edge, pressing video and standing there trying to stand as
Yeah.
still as you can.
Yeah. So, Watsy was saying that it was 25C up there and still got a long way to go, 74% humidity. So, we're sitting on 73.
Yeah, the daughter flew back into Brisbane, and it was 31 or something, or 35, or it was hot when she said, and she said, I love Tasmania, but she only come down when it was summer.
Yeah.
Wait till she comes back in winter. She might have a different idea.
Yeah. So we've got Norwegian Spirit coming in tomorrow, and then the next ship comes in on the 7th of March, which is the Spirit again, so it goes out and back in again. Then the Pacific Explorer comes in on the 8th, as well as the Grand Princess. And the Nordam comes in on the 9th, so that's what's happening in Melbourne. In Sydney, today they had the regatta. They also had the Celebrity Eclipse. Queen Victoria's tomorrow, and a Celebrity Eclipse goes in and out of Eden Cruise Wharf. And they've got the Viking Orion at White Bay and Ovation of the Seas on Friday, going out of the Overseas Passenger Terminal, as well as Pacific Adventures coming in at White Bay and Norwegian Spirit all on Friday. So there we go. That's what's happening ship-wise.
See, Tom Garvey's been busy, but I was just jumping in a bit early there. Thanks, Tom.
Tom was saying went to both channels and hit the like button, guys. Thank you so much, very much. Watsy is saying, I wouldn't mind if the Republica Endeavour came here, had a great time being a guide. Ah, magic.
Yeah, that was awesome. Imagine going out on that. Imagine sailing around the big island on that, because that was down in Hobart recently. They had the timber boat festival down there.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's and it just brings a lot of youth on board, and you got to apply to get a go on it, and man, I'm sure it would definitely pick you up wherever you are in your life's journey to go on something like that and learn all about the old school sailing.
Absolutely. Well, exciting things are happening in sailing these days, all these new ships, and a lot of people were talking about, I heard a couple of people talk about the future of shipping is actually not to go the really huge ones, but to actually come in with smaller ships now as well.
Right, yeah.
What's he saying? That's why his brother lives in Tassie, in Launceston, because of the weather.
Yeah, well, Launceston's an interesting place because they do still it's a little bit in off the coast, and if you nice waterway with a beautiful mountain in the background and a lot of green space.
Yep.
Couldn't have said that any clearer.
Again, I was going to ask the question out there, does anybody know what the background is, or where the background is? What's it? Maybe you know? Peterson Farms is saying, well, he's at the plant now. Everyone have a great day. Mate, have a safe day, and we shall catch you next time. Thank you for your company.
Good on you, Phil. Thanks, mate.
Betsy is saying, here in the States, we have to get up early to catch all of you in Australia. I got 3 creators coming from Australia in August that I will meet in Orlando. Cannot wait. Yeah, Betsy, we were over there over in October, and we went on the Carnival Horizon, so it was an awesome cruise, and also to spend some time with my cousin. So, at any rate, Betty, you know what? we unfortunately getting across the pond is rather expensive for us.
Yeah, I was there in 2020.
Yeah.
But, it's getting on now. Time to find them cheap flights and get back.
Yeah, you got a bit of a problem with that one, mate. Cheap flights, 51 hours flying.
Yeah, well, yeah, I hear you.
I heard one of the guys on the other side was saying they were waiting for the big tunnel to be built between the US and Australia.
Yes, it would be a big tunnel, but I was there was a lot of cruise activity on my Google account this week. It's amazing
Yeah.
how you sort of talk things and all of a sudden all this information pops up. But it was
Yep.
they were talking about a cruise that goes 3 or 4 months, 100 countries, like I said, around the world ticket, and it was relatively reasonably priced at about $13,000. So yeah, that'd be an interesting one. But I really want to look into the cruise lines where you want to just go on one leg of their cruise and what
Um,
sort of prices you can arrange.
some of the world cruises will allow you to do that. And in actual fact, the cruise we're actually doing a leg because it's come out, it's circumnavigated or it's gone from Adelaide
Yeah.
out and so forth. Betty is saying that her son is in Melbourne and was in Perth. He first was in Perth after he got out of the service. Um, Ian is saying, I learned a lot from the people in charge of the Endeavour replica. Tom Garvey, the keto cook, I'm going to say goodnight. Everyone, take care, my friends. Mate, it was great to have you on board, Tom, and no matter how brief, but we really enjoyed your company.
Yeah, thanks, Tom.
What's he saying? G'day to Betty. Betty is saying g'day to Yoga with Goga, and also to Ian. And Betty's got her details out there again.
That's the way.
And what's he saying? Take care. So what's he? Have you figured out what the background place is? The location? I think you should. You might know.
Yep. It's a lovely. It is a nice waterway. There's so many nice little waterways down here, or
Yep.
all over the place, I should say, that
Yep.
you can go down and around and discover
Yep.
hidden gems.
It's the waterways that make the difference.
Well, Devonport. Unfortunately, Devonport is just too narrow for the big cruise ships. But there is talk. There's just talk. I just hear on the local radio and how, like at the moment, they've got two big boats, like the ferry and there's another one that just does freight. It's called the Sea Road.
Yeah.
They come out at daily, and we can see them from our front window. Actually, it's quite, one's white and one's white and red, and it's nice sort of, oh yeah, there goes the ferry, and oh yeah, there goes Sea Road. But there is talk of trying to make it a cruise ship capacity because it's protected. Like
Yeah.
once you're in there.
G'day from Lower Michigan Hiking and Camping Adventures. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. G'day Jonesy, coming from them as well.
Yep. G'day, mates.
So, looks like we're gearing up for the, excuse me, for the bigger ships. I mean, it's not only we not only want ships like the Celebrity Edge or the Grand Princess, but we wouldn't mind seeing some of the bigger ones like the Wonder of the Seas, which is supposedly the world's biggest ship right now. But then we also wouldn't mind seeing some of the smaller ones, which is like the Pacific Dawn was one of the smaller ones. So all exciting stuff.
Yeah, like You'd have to be a more it'd have to be a more intimate cruise on a smaller
Yep.
cruise ship. Um, Cost wise, I'm assuming it would be the same, or maybe it's a little bit cheaper if it's a smaller vessel. But in saying that, they'd have to probably charge you more to be on a smaller cruise
No,
ship.
but they've got less people on
You'd
board,
think
but
that's
they're
how it
using
works.
less. It's costing them less to run it.
Less staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Talking about cruising legs, the Carnival Luminosa, which is the new ship that was brought out just at the when we opened up our doors. It used to be known as the Costa Luminosa, and it's been spending time down here as the Carnival. It's headed back to the US. It's headed back to Seattle, and it's going to be doing the Seattle to Alaska and back down again. That particular ship is currently, Jonesy's just popped out. That particular ship is doing a repositioning cruise from Brisbane through, I believe, Tokyo, and then out towards Seattle. So that's going to be amazing. It will be a great cruise, that one. Rebecca's saying g'day to Michigan hiking and camping. So that's great to see. Come on, Jonesy, I know you want to do it. I know you can do it. You can. You're almost there. You're almost there. So, yes, interestingly enough, for those that do not know the picture behind me, come on, Ian, last opportunity, Watson. You hit the wrong button, Jonesy.
No, it's just doing some. It says I got full everything. I'm just not sure why it does that.
I was just saying earlier on
Anyway, we'll work it out.
that ship, the Carnival Luminosa, is doing a repositioning back to Seattle. So that's a 22-day cruise, going via Japan and a couple of other places. Fiji.
Yeah, I was looking at the Queen Elizabeth, and that leaves Australian waters and goes to Canada, I think it goes, but it stays. It does. Its last legs here is to Japan, and then from Japan it does a few trips, and then runs from Japan to the Americas, and then does a Christmas.
Well,
Cruise, I think in Alaska. We're
Jonesy,
sort of looking at that, thinking that would be.
we've been going over the hour. I reckon it's time for us to call it quits. Wish everybody a great week. Tomorrow night, the Downunder Cruisers, along with Helping Hands for Cruising, will be doing a live stream, so we'll see you then. The next live stream we've got will be for those across the pond, Friday night at 10 p.m., which will be Saturday at 2 p.m. here. Jonesy, what do you got coming up?
I just got some new videos to come out this week. One's going to be the zoo, and I've got another video which is in the making. It's just other places that we went this week as a tourist around town, and then I'll be live on Saturday American Central Time at 5:30 p.m. on this coming Saturday afternoon, which will be our Sunday morning at 10:30.
Oh, thanks.
I found I like doing those lives, but I found a nice jam session in Devonport this last Sunday as I was playing tourist, and the local music society there, the blues Yeah, mate, come on
Awesome.
down. And it's Sunday morning, so that might throw that out. I like to
Yep.
reevaluate my lives if I'm going to enjoy my music, because that's
Well,
what I really
ten
do.
thirty, 10:30. I should just have been out of bed for like half an hour, so that's good to catch you.
It is. I could even do the live on my phone from the music venue or from a laptop or something. That could be cool, you know.
Don't worry about that C word.
Cool.
No, the one that YouTube loves. Copyright.
No. Well, look, copyright is you don't get a strike, you get a claim, and I'm happy for musicians to get their share of the pie as being one myself. It's like
Absolutely.
it's good, you know. I'm all for if I use someone's music, they get their royalties for it. I
Yep.
don't think a live on a Saturday, it could on a Sunday could bring viewers to the lives that will watch other videos that I will produce. That's the way I sort of look at it.
Yep.
You know,
Oh,
if I
that's
do
cool.
something with music, it'll bring someone in, and then they might stick around and watch some other content.
Well, that's cool. Well,
Yeah.
mate, I'm gonna pull a pin. Um, I want to say thanks for coming up again. It's always good to catch up. Um, and by the way, anybody interested, the picture in the background is the city of Launceston. So there we go. Have a great day, and we'll catch you around the traps. Take it easy and stay safe.
Thanks, everyone.
Oops, wrong button.